Enoch, the man chosen by God. In the ancient days, long before the great flood swept over the earth, before judgment fell upon the sons of men, there lived a man unlike any other. His name was Enoch, the son of Jared. While the world around him grew darker with wickedness, idolatry, and rebellion, Enoch walked a different path. He was righteous, pure in heart, and walked faithfully with God. He did not follow the ways of men, nor did he bow to lifeless idols or chase after the pleasures of the world. Enoch feared the Lord, and his life reflected a quiet, unwavering devotion to the Most High. It was this deep reverence that caught the attention of God, who looked upon Enoch with favor. But God did not simply bless Enoch. He chose him, not to rule kingdoms, not to lead armies, but to behold the mysteries of heaven. Enoch, though an ordinary man by the world's measure, was called to an extraordinary purpose. He would be the first man to ascend through the heavens, to see with his own eyes the divine realms that lie beyond mortal comprehension. Unlike other men who lived and died, Enoch's story would defy the natural order. God did not allow him to taste death. Instead, he brought Enoch into his presence, lifting him up to witness the wonders of creation, the order of the stars, the glory of the angels, and the throne of God himself. Enoch's faith was his qualification. His walk with God was his preparation. And because of this, he became not just a man of his time, but a messenger for all time. The truths revealed to him were not meant for him alone, but for every generation to come. His name is not simply remembered, it is honored. For Enoch became a living bridge between heaven and earth, chosen by God to see the unseen and speak of the unspeakable. His journey begins not with power or prestige, but with a heart fully devoted to the Lord. The angels take Enoch to heaven. It was on the first day of the month. Enoch was alone in his home, resting quietly. As he lay on his bed, sleep came over him like a soft veil. But this sleep was not like other nights. It was filled with a strange sorrow, a stirring deep in his spirit. His heart grew heavy, and tears welled in his eyes, though he did not know why. Something divine was about to happen. Suddenly, in the midst of that sacred silence, two majestic beings appeared before him. Angels, more radiant than anything he had ever seen. Their faces shone like the sun, their eyes like flames of fire. From their lips came the sound of singing, and their garments gleamed with colors unknown to man, purple like the dawn, and their wings brighter than gold, their hands whiter than snow. They stood at the head of Enoch's bed and called him by name. Enoch awoke and was filled with awe and fear. The very air around them trembled with power. But the angels spoke gently. "Do not be afraid, Enoch. Take courage. The eternal God has sent us to you. Today, you shall ascend with us into heaven." Enoch, though trembling, obeyed. He rose from his bed, stepped out of his home, and gathered his sons, Methuselah, Regem, and Gadad. With love and urgency, he told them all that had been revealed to him. "My children," he said, "I do not know what will happen to me or where I go. But listen carefully, follow the Lord and turn away from idols. Seek the living God who made heaven and earth. He blessed them and warned them not to seek him until the Lord returned him. Then, before the eyes of his family, the angels lifted Enoch on their wings. He was carried high above the earth, beyond the clouds, and into the first heaven. There, his divine journey began. A man once bound to the ground was now taken into the mysteries of the skies. Chosen by God and lifted by angels, Enoch was no longer of this world. His path now led him toward the glory of the Most High. The mission of Enoch. In the heart of heaven's highest realm, Enoch was no longer merely a man. He had become a vessel of revelation, entrusted with the secrets of creation, the laws of the stars, and the destinies of souls. The Lord, seated upon his throne of light, spoke with purpose. Enoch, I have chosen you above men, not because of might, but because of your faithfulness. What I reveal to you, I have hidden from my angels. You shall write, and through your words, generations shall understand my works. Then the Lord summoned Pravuel, the swiftest and wisest of the archangels, scribe of heaven. He placed before Enoch books from the celestial storehouses, along with a reed of quick writing. Record everything you have seen and heard, the Lord said. For the knowledge of the heavens and the earth, the depths and the stars, the souls of men and the judgments to come, these shall be preserved through your hand. And so for 30 days and nights Enoch wrote. His hands did not tire, for the Spirit of the Lord sustained him. He wrote of the movements of the sun and moon, of thunder and wind, of angels and demons, of righteousness and judgment, of the fate of every soul. In all, he recorded 366 books, each filled with divine knowledge. But Enoch's mission was not only to write. He was to become a living testimony, a bridge between the heavenly and the earthly. He would return for a time, to warn and to teach, before being taken up forever. The Lord clothed Enoch in glory and seated him at his left hand beside the archangel Gabriel. From that place, Enoch saw all things, from the beginning to the end, and he understood that his mission was a message to all mankind. Turn to God, walk in righteousness, for the Creator sees all, and his judgment is sure, but so is his mercy. The final message of Enoch. After beholding the glories of heaven and recording the mysteries revealed by the Almighty, Enoch's journey reached its purpose. Not just to see, not just to write, but to proclaim. He was returned for a time to the earth, not as the man who once walked among fields and shadows, but as a witness of eternal truth. His face bore the light of heaven, and his words carried the weight of divine authority. Enoch gathered his sons, his household, and those who would listen. With tenderness and urgency, he spoke, I have seen what no man has seen. I have stood before the face of the Lord, clothed in his glory. I tell you now, turn your hearts to him, for the days are short, and the judgment is certain. He warned them of the fate of the wicked, the torment of those who deny God, oppress the poor, worship idols, and live for themselves. He wept for the lost. even as he spoke of the fiery rivers and the chains of darkness he had seen. But Enoch also gave hope. He told of paradise, of the tree of life, of the angels who sing without ceasing, and of the joy prepared for those who walk in righteousness. Seek mercy, he said, while it may be found. Feed the hungry, clothe the naked, walk humbly, and do justice. For the Lord is watching, and every soul is weighed. When his final words were spoken, the heavens opened once more. The angels who had once lifted him returned. And before the eyes of his family, Enoch was taken again, not in death, but in glory. His voice still echoes through time, a warning to the proud, a comfort to the faithful, and a call to all who will listen. God reigns over all. Prepare your heart for his kingdom. The heavens Enoch journeyed through. Carried upon the wings of angels, Enoch began a journey unlike any soul before him. Through the veil of the skies, he was taken from the realm of men into the vast, sacred order of the heavens, each layer more wondrous, more terrifying, more holy than the last. In the first heaven, Enoch saw a sea larger than any on earth, and the angels who governed the stars. He saw storehouses of snow and dew, guarded by radiant beings, each carrying out the will of the Most High in perfect harmony. In the second heaven, darkness surrounded him, darker than night on earth. Here were angels who had rebelled, bound in chains, weeping and awaiting final judgment. Their sorrow was endless, their fate sealed. Enoch trembled at the weight of divine justice. Then came the third heaven, a place of paradise. There bloomed the tree of life, shining with indescribable beauty, its fruits overflowing with fragrance and light. Rivers of honey, milk, oil, and wine flowed in peace. Angels with sweet voices sang praises without ceasing. This, the angels said, is the reward prepared for the righteous, those who show mercy, who feed the hungry, and walk blamelessly before God. But beyond paradise, still in the third heaven, Enoch saw a dreadful place, fire and ice, darkness and torment. It was prepared for the wicked, those who defied God, practiced cruelty, and refused to repent. In the fourth heaven, Enoch beheld the circuits of the sun and moon. He saw their gates, their guardians, their appointed paths. He witnessed the holy creatures who ignited the sun and rejoiced at its rising, their songs filling the skies with glory. In the fifth heaven, he met the Gregory, fallen angels of enormous size, who once walked the earth and corrupted mankind. Now they stood silent, sorrowful, their eyes full of regret. In the sixth heaven, angelic hosts moved in perfect order, managing seasons, rivers, harvests, and the lives of men. They sang and recorded all things that happen under heaven. And in the seventh heaven, Enoch saw the armies of light, cherubim, seraphim, and thrones, arrayed in holiness. The glory of God radiated from beyond, and Enoch knew he was approaching the highest realms. Step by step, heaven by heaven, he was being drawn closer to the throne of the Almighty. Beyond the seventh heaven, Enoch stood in awe as divine light overwhelmed him. The angels who had guided him spoke softly, "This is where we must leave you. Beyond this lies the dwelling of the Lord." And with that, they vanished. Enoch trembled, alone on the edge of eternity. But then the archangel Gabriel appeared, radiant and calm. "Do not fear, Enoch," he said. "The Lord has called you to stand before his face forever." Gabriel lifted him like a feather on the wind and brought him to the 8th heaven, Musaloth, where the seasons and constellations are set. Then to the 9th heaven, Kachavim, home of the stars. Finally, they reached the 10th heaven, Aravoth, where God himself dwells. There, Enoch saw the throne of the Lord, blazing like molten fire, surrounded by infinite hosts, cherubim, seraphim, and beings too glorious to describe. All sang in low, reverent voices, "Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts." Enoch fell on his face, overwhelmed. But the Lord spoke with mercy. "Have courage, Enoch. Arise and stand before me into eternity." Then Michael anointed him with heavenly oil and clothed him in robes of glory. Enoch became like one of the heavenly beings. The Lord summoned the archangel Pravuel and gave Enoch a scroll and pen. "Write all that you have seen," he said, "for I reveal to you what I have not revealed to my angels." Thus, Enoch was chosen not only to see, but to record the secrets of heaven for generations to come.